So ring ring.
Hello.
Hey Nick, this is Christian. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you? Long day.
Man, long day, buddy. I hear you. Well, I'll tell you what, I definitely don't want to make it any longer for you. Know you're ready to wind down, so I'll get right into this for you. I see you. What's your wife's name, Nick?
It's Amy.
Amy. I see you and Amy are on here. Would you mind grabbing her for a second?
She's sitting here waiting. She's on speakerphone.
Perfect. Hey, Amy, how you doing? And then she'll say, hey, good. I'm like, hey, look, my name's Christian. It's good to meet you. I'll get right into it for you. Like I said, so this paperwork you filled out. I know you've been getting inundated with this stuff, okay? Did you guys happen to mail back more than one of these?
No, just this one. This was a little postcard that y'all sent us through the mail.
Well, I appreciate that. That saves me a lot of work. So once we talk, I'm gonna close you out. They'll stop mailing it eventually, but there's no need to fill anything else out. I'm gonna take care of you, and I'm gonna close this out either way, okay?
Okay.
Typically, Nick, when folks fill this stuff out, what they're looking to do in particular is they're looking to make sure that if something happens to them, their house is paid off. Is that what you guys were thinking?
Yeah, I was kind of just wondering exactly what this was. I've got some life insurance, but I didn't know exactly what this was.
Well, I commend you for having life insurance. And hey, this may be a short conversation because I'll tell you what, I've been doing this for 9 years. This may not make sense to look at. And if it doesn't, Nick, we're going to know and it's going to be obvious and I'll close you out. Okay.
Okay.
If it does make sense, I'm going to do my best to help you. Step one, I just got on his side, commended him, right? No opposition here.
You let the guard down. Exactly.
Yep. I told him if it don't make sense, that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and argue with him in front of him saying, well, this is different than life insurance. No, I know what I could do. So we're just going to move on from that. And I know why he filled it out. He already knew he had life insurance. So then I say, okay, Nick, well, look, before COVID, I was having to come out there, sit with everybody. It's very formal. I don't have to do that. This is a real policy. No blood work, no peeing in a cup, but I do need to send over my license to you. Okay. What's a good email address for you?
Nick@burnsmg.com.
Boom. This one will be from Christian Pounder. Subject will say mortgage protection. At the bottom is going to be attached my state insurance license for Georgia. Okay. So I
Yep.
just sent that to you. Let me know when you get it, please.
I got it. I see it.
Perfect. So if you open that up down at the bottom, if you go ahead and open that PDF, it says Georgia PDF. What you're looking at is a copy of my insurance license with the state. On the top left, you'll notice my license number. That's state specific. In the middle, right below my name, that's my actual address. I live in Southern Delaware. Okay. So once you take a good look at that, you're satisfied, you'll close that out, you'll retain that copy, okay? Then you'll be looking at my email signature. You'll see a picture of me and my family, cell phone, date of birth. There's a link that says whereby.com/mortgage protection with Christian. You see that?
I do.
Go ahead and click on that. That's what I'll be using to go over this information with you guys.
All right. It's wanting me to type in my name.
Don't worry about that. I already know your names. You can just push the join or continue button.
All right. I hit
Then you're going
continue.
to see a prompt. It's going to say request permission. You'll click that. Then you're
Right.
going to see a prompt that says allow. You'll click that. Then you're going to see a purple button. It's going to say knock, like you're knocking on a door. Go ahead and push that. I'm going to let you in and I'll get started for you.
All right.
Boom. So they're in. I say, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, this is crazy.
It is. It's wild these days. That's just how we do things. But it's nice to meet you. Can you see me and hear me okay?
I can. Yeah.
Good. And then I hold the lead up. I say, this is the one of one, right?
My wife's hiding. She don't want to be on video.
Well, listen, Amy, let me tell you something. This is not going on the internet, so don't worry about it. But either way, that's fine. As long as you can see me, I'm cool with it. So this paperwork, this is the one you sent in, right?
Yep.
Perfect. So like I said, I'm gonna close this out. Here's how this works. Here's why I'm even having to talk to you. Like I said, there's no blood work. We don't pee in a cup, but there is some eligibility involved. That's gonna be my main job for you, Nick and Amy. What I'm gonna do is check eligibility on the front end. I'm also a broker, so I'm gonna shop this around and I will find the best rate for you, okay, based on you guys. Now, there's certain criteria I'm gonna go over. The main thing is gonna be prescription medications. So if you take any meds, once I know those, I know what company and plan I would look at that's gonna be best for you guys based on plan and rate, okay? Now, this always comes down to two things every time, guys. One, can we get it? Which I'm gonna tell you real quick whether or not I think we can apply for it. Two is, does it even make sense to look at? If we can check those two boxes off, I'll show you some options. If you want any of them, Nick, we'll submit a request for coverage to the company. That'll take them a week or two to see if they'll approve you. So really nothing you can do in full today. So you're not going to pay anything today. You wouldn't pay anything unless you get approved. Then if you do, you can set it up with them however you want. Okay.
Okay.
So let's do this. Let's check eligibility first. Check that box off and then go from there. Okay.
Okay.
Boom. Fill out my client worksheet. Mortgage of 300,000, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Got the information. I say, okay, so what do you do for work, Nick?
I'm in sales. I sell air conditioners.
How's that business?
It's rolling right now. It's hot as heck down here in Georgia.
Hey, fair, and I bet summer months are just insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, good for you, man. So any life insurance for you?
Yeah, I've got my company, they offer some coverage, and then I've got some a policy with something I took out with who I have my mortgage not my mortgage insurance, but my homeowner's insurance with.
Perfect. So through work, what do they offer you through work?
It's just 2.5 times my salary.
Okay. And then outside of work, you have how much death benefit?
I'm really not sure, Christian. They offered it to me when I got my homeowner's insurance. I know the lady, and she just it's a term policy. I knew doing that. I think I only pay like 25-30 bucks a month for it.
Okay. But we're not even sure how much you have.
I'm not sure.
All right. Let me ask you this. If you did know, how much do you think you would say you have?
It's not a lot. It's probably like 150, 200 grand, somewhere around there.
Okay. Well, look, you say not a lot. That's a lot more than a lot of people have. So, I mean, it's good you got that. Most people I talk to don't got anything. So, did you do a full medical exam for all that?
No, I didn't.
And you say you got 200 grand for $25?
Yeah, but it was back in 2011 when I bought my house.
Okay. How old were you then?
32.
Okay. Let me ask you something. I've been doing this for 9 years. Okay. And I don't know everything, but I got some experience. Do you know where your policy is?
I don't think I've even opened it up. I just trusted the person that I bought it with and threw it in the drawer when it came in the mail.
Okay. Here's why I asked. Right now, you got a $300,000 mortgage. You got a little bit through work. And based on what you're telling me, you got about 150,000. Let's just say minimum.
Yep.
That's significant as far as what we may need to look at with me. Because if that's the case, you may not need me at all. Or if you do, you may need less than what you think with me. Do me a favor. Go grab your policy. This is important. We need to do a review and we need to make sure that you have what you think you got. And if you don't, you'd rather know now than down the road. Wouldn't you agree? Go grab that, please.
All right, Amy, go get it.
Perfect. So then we do the review. Look, don't let them off the hook. I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get to the end and they're going to be like, we need to check our policy and see what we got.
Correct.
Do it right now. You're already spending time. Don't let them off easy. I don't care if it makes you uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable. If you do it enough, you won't be uncomfortable anymore. But if you don't do it, you're paying the price by not being uncomfortable right now. But the price you're going to pay is they're going to come back and say, we need to check our policies. So get the policy. Then we find out it's a $75,000 policy.
Yep.
I say, okay, so we got 75,000. Okay. I'm glad we checked it, right? Okay, now, as far as your work insurance, do you like the idea, or are you okay with the idea of having all your life insurance basically through work? Because here's why I ask. Obviously, it's great because it's free or cheap, but the downside is, and you know this, Nick, you just don't own it. So you're basically renting it while you work there. That's why you're paying those small premiums because it's a group policy. But if you ever left, you wouldn't take it with you, and they decide what happens to it. They're in control of it. That being said, are you comfortable with the idea of most of your life insurance being in something that you're not necessarily in control of, or do you like the idea of having something outside of work that you control?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've been talking, Christian. We've been talking about, we got some kids, and we lost a family friend a couple years ago, and we kind of toyed around with the idea of getting more life insurance.
Fair
So
enough.
we do need some more life insurance.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, look, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page before I talk to you about something you may not even care about. Okay. So let's move on. So, Amy, what do you do for work? Go over Amy, talk to her, make her laugh, whatever, joke about myself, whatever. I say, do you have any life insurance outside of work? No, I don't have any. Okay. Medications, what we take?
I just take testosterone.
Okay. Well, you're looking good, I can tell. And then, Amy, what about you? You take anything?
She takes an antidepressant.
Okay. Fair enough. So that's all we take. Have y'all ever had any personal history of like cancer, heart attack, stroke, anything like that?
No, we
Okay.
have.
Do y'all use tobacco? I'm gonna guess you do not.
I do not.
Very good. Qualification wise, I think we're fine. Unless something crazy comes up, for the most part, I think I already know what I would look at to apply for. Now, the second part is like we talked about, let's see if this makes sense. I got 2 kids, I got a wife. God knows we got enough bills. So let's see if it has enough value to justify looking at, right? Because we don't want another bill. So Nick, financially, from a monthly standpoint, on average, conservatively, what's your bring home income a month?
Well, my base is 5, but with bonuses and everything, it's about 7 grand a month.
Okay. And that's consistent, or is conservative?
It's consistent.
All right.
Sometimes it's a little bit more, but it's around 2 grand extra on my base.
So you're 7 grand a month. And then Amy, what about you? What do you bring home a month?
She's about, she was part-time, so she's about 1,700 every 2 weeks. So she brings home about 3,500 a month.
So you guys are about 10 grand, give or take a month.
Yep.
Fine. Okay. Now, what's the, and I already went over the mortgage payment. Let's just say the mortgage payment is 2,800 bucks. Let's say the mortgage is 2,800 bucks. Not a lot of equity, got about 40 grand in equity, pretty new home. It's a 30-year loan. I'll say, so this $300,000 mortgage, do you guys have any other substantial long-term liability besides the mortgage?
We just got a car payment, my car payment, Amy's car payment, one of our kids' car payments.
So you got 3 car loans.
Yep.
Okay, and then we got the mortgage. Any other loans or anything like that besides the mortgage and
That's
the
it.
car? Okay,
That's it.
all right. So Amy, let me ask you this, and Nick, I got to include you too. But let's say that you pass away tomorrow, God forbid. That 7,000 that you're bringing in, that's tied to you getting up and going to work, right?
Yep.
So that will be gone if something happened to you, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, Amy, this question for you, this is hypothetical. Money is not involved in this scenario. So if something happens to Nick tomorrow, God forbid, do you still want to live in your home right now? Is that the ideal thing? Would you want to live there?
Yeah.
Kids?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you would want to live there. That's the home. So let's say we take away Nick's 7 grand and you're at 3,400 a month with that $2,800 mortgage payment. How are you looking financially without Nick monthly?
She's in trouble.
How long could you make it, you think? What is it? I mean, how long would you make it?
She can maybe make the house payment. That's about it.
Okay. So it'd be looking pretty rough, huh?
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, Nick. I know what you're going to tell me, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Something happened to you tomorrow, God forbid. What do you want it to look like financially for your family? How would you want it to be?
I think if the house is paid off, Christian, she's part-time right now. She's an RN, so they make really good money. I think part-time, if the house is paid off, she can make it. She can make it happen.
So really, if we could just eliminate that $2,800 a month payment and eliminate that mortgage, that $3,400 goes a whole lot further.
Yeah, well, she could work extra hours.
Oh, fair enough. But either way, even if she didn't, without that mortgage, that 3,400, I mean, that still puts her in a spot that you're okay with, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to get more, but yeah, at least we'll have the house paid off.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm going to do my best to help you. I appreciate you caring about it. Amy, there's a lot of people ask that. Well, not a lot, but more often than I'd like to hear, they don't care. And so don't take that for granted, Nick. I appreciate you caring about it. It says a lot about you. So what I'm going to do is show you some options. If you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We got a 30-year mortgage. I'm going to show you a 30-year plan. All right, write down 300,000. Write down 200,000. Write down 150,000. Now, all these are 30 years, which means they're level on both sides. The death benefit won't change in value even as you pay your debt down. It's not tied to your debt. So let's say you only owe 100 grand, be the same tax-free check for 300 grand. Just this concept. Okay, so it's not going to change. Debt premium won't change. They're level on both sides. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to say. I know you know this, but I just got to say it. I'm obligated. If you were ever going to do anything as far as life insurance, Nick, your current age and health is going to be the most ideal time for 2 reasons. One, as you get older, it's going to keep going up on you. It'll never go down. That's just how it's set up. Health-wise, it's number 2. Right now, you're very preferred. I'm going to show you the best I got. If something happens to complicate your health down the road, it's going to be tough, if not impossible, to come back and get something like this. So I would get what you can, lock it in, and just quit worrying about it. Wouldn't it feel good just to have peace of mind about it?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, look, the reason I'm showing you 3 options is because I know if this was free, I know what option you would pick, just like everybody. You'd pick the top option, the most amount of coverage. Okay, but realistically, things cost money. It is a good policy. So even if budget-wise we can't get to 300,000, we can at least have a big tax-free bucket of cash to make sure that we're not struggling financially. Also, bear this in mind. Being the fact that you're healthy and younger, you probably got some good years left, Lord willing. So as you get older, that mortgage is going to go down in value. So even if you do a lower option, this is down here, but it stays the same. So as time goes on, that mortgage becomes more and more and more the same amount of a lower death benefit as well. So keep that in mind. So the longer you live, the more the mortgage, that lower death benefit will cover as well. Okay. Now, if I can get you approved, for the 300,000 30-year, be 222. If I can get you approved for the 200,000, be 167. And if I can get you approved for the 150, it'd be 142. Now, based on what we talked about, how it would look without anything, how you want it to look, and then obviously from a budget and coverage standpoint, would any of those options make sense if I can get you approved, Nick?
No, Christian, is this on both of us or is this just me?
So I was looking at just you.
Okay,
And here's why. I can look at Amy, but here's what I like to do. If we only get coverage on one person, I like to focus on the person who's going to be in a bigger burden financially without the other. So for example, let me ask you this, Nick. Amy passed away tomorrow, God forbid. And her income's gone. Are you okay financially with how things are? Would you be okay? Could you make it?
yeah, it'd be a little tight, you know, with the house payment, but I could probably make it.
Fair enough. When I ask Amy the same question, it's an absolute definite no. You see what I'm saying? So if we were gonna do insurance on one or the other, which one do you think will make most sense that we look at it on?
Let's just go ahead and get the big one.
So if you can get approved for the 300,000 for the 222, that fits.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, look, like I said, I can't guarantee it, but we'll do it together. Take about 5-10 minutes. Shoot you an email. We'll see what they say. Okay.
All right.
Boom. Now, I haven't forgot about Amy. What I do is once I submit it on Nick, I come back on Amy.
Okay.
And I say, hey, before we get off the phone, we were talking about Amy a little bit. Would you like to see what coverage will look like on her? Let me tell you why. If you present them too much at the beginning, they'll do nothing. Remember that. Start with the person who needs it most. Come back at the end. Because once we do that 222, his attitude might be different and say, I think I'm okay for now, just on me. So come at the end. And you can add some coverage at the end. He may not need as much as Amy anyway. So also know that. Show him 50, 100 grand just to help him. 20, 30 bucks for her. But do it at the end. So that's really it from start to finish, guys.